Hey guys, what's up? It's Olivia. So as you know, on my first college program at Disney, I was a character performer, which means I worked for 4 months in entertainment at Walt Disney World. I got to meet kids and hug them and do autographs and character dining and all of that stuff. So with all that training, I've decided to make a lot of videos about how to meet characters, how to do character dining, all of that stuff. And one question that keeps coming up is, how do I deal with a scared child? So I've had parents comment on here that they have one child that loves the characters and one child that is terrified and scared. How do we deal with that? Or other parents are just unsure how their children are going to react because it's their first time taking them. I just wanted to give you some tips today on what you should and shouldn't do when taking your scared child to meet a Walt Disney World character. The #1 rule is, do not force your screaming child to meet a character. If your kid is scared, don't force that picture. Don't do it. So let's deal with the scenario that we have: mom, dad, brother who's not scared, and little sister who is scared of meeting characters. So I want to tell you, it might take time for your scared child to warm up to the characters. So I would not do your first interaction of the day be Minnie and Mickey, like if that's the only time you're gonna see them throughout the whole trip. You might want to save that till the end, when hopefully your scared kid is used to the characters a little bit more by then, because a family pic with Minnie and Mickey is kind of a must. So let's say you take your family to go meet Donald and Daisy, and your little girl is scared, so mom, you can stay in the corner up front by the character attendant with your bags. With the little girl, have dad and brother go meet Donald and Daisy. Characters usually do a hug and then an activity, so like high-fiving or something like that, point out a button, and then they'll do an autograph, and then they'll do pictures. So in pictures you can say, do you want to get a picture? And if she still says no, then that's fine. Do not force her to get a picture. Hopefully after you do this a couple of times, the little girl is going to warm up more and see that they're not scary, that mom and dad went up and saw them and nothing happened to them. Something to keep in mind is Goofy is sometimes terrifying to children. So dads really love Goofy, and I don't really know who else loves Goofy. As someone who is 5 feet tall, he is freaking tall to stand next to. Like, he kind of scares me when I go up and meet Goofy. So if your kid is scared, I don't recommend taking them to go meet Pluto and Goofy at Animal Kingdom, because it's really terrifying. Also, if you go somewhere like Character Spot in Epcot, where you meet Mickey, then Goofy, then Minnie, if your kid only wants to meet Minnie Mouse, let her only meet Minnie Mouse. Again, please do not force your screaming children. That's happened a lot. And you know, performers don't want to be the reason why your child is in therapy 10 years later. When you are in line to meet a character, something that you do not want to say is, are you scared? Oh, you shouldn't be scared. There's no reason to be scared. Because if you tell your kid there's no reason to be scared, they're gonna say, wait, I should be scared? Oh, is there something to be fearful about? Don't mess your kid's psyche up. Tell them, aren't you so excited to meet Minnie Mouse? Or, oh, I'm so happy to meet Minnie Mouse, she's so nice, aren't you excited to meet her? Something like that, but don't freak them out and say, oh, don't be scared. Really? Also in line, prepare your child for what to expect. So let me tell you how we're trained. You're getting it right from the source. So the first thing they're gonna do is the introduction. So when the family comes up, the characters are going to hug the kids, hug mom, shake dad's hand, do whatever. Then they're gonna do some sort of activity. If there's 2 characters, then go ahead and give your autograph books to one of the characters, and then one character will interact with you, and then they'll switch and you can interact with the other character. But they'll do something like a high five, point something out on your shirt, point out pins on your lanyard, and then it is picture time. So something that we do a lot if a child is scared is we'll put the kid on the outside, and then, you know, mom, brother, and then the 2 characters, so that the kid is really far away from the characters. Don't force Minnie to come stand right next to her if your kid is scared and just gonna bury her head into your shoulder for all the pictures. We wanna get a nice picture with the family, even if both kids aren't touching the characters. If your kid is freaked out by the costumed part of it, like the mascot-y part, then try taking your kid to go meet a princess or Tinkerbell or Alice or Mary Poppins, a character whose face is showing it's a real human, you can see it's a real human, because that might get them warmed up to the idea. That might not be as freaky for them. In terms of character dining, when you're choosing your seats, where you're sitting down, I always say if you're in a booth or somewhere that's like a table that's part of it's close to the wall, then 2 seats are out on the aisle, put whoever wants to meet the characters out on the aisle. If your daughter is terrified to meet characters, have her sit back with you in the booth, have dad and brother sit up there. Then when Goofy comes around, say, hey Goofy, this one's a little bit scared, but Nathan is so happy to meet you. That way Goofy knows not to take, girl's hat off her head or try to interact with her. He might do a slight wave, but, again, let the characters know too, let the attendants know too, so that everyone's on the same page, because again, we don't want to traumatize children. Typically when a child is scared but is still willing to come up, what the characters will do is first kind of they'll pet themselves and then they'll hold their hand out for dad to pet. And so that way the parent can go, see, Mickey's nice, do you want to pet? And then sometimes they'll pet, sometimes they won't. That is fine. Again, please do not force your children to do something. They might bump it up to, high five, and high five dad, high five other brother, hold it up. And usually throughout doing things like that, kind of petting, oh, do you want to pet my head? Oh, I like your nails. They usually eventually warm up, but just know that that is a tactic that characters try to use. So to recap the video, do not force your children to meet a character if they do not want to. Next, do not mess up their psyche. Don't let them know that they're supposed to be afraid, because they shouldn't be. So why are you even using the words fear and afraid and things like that? No, use the words excited and happy. Next, prepare your child for what to expect in the interaction, especially if they're freaked out. That always helps me if I'm scared to go on a ride. If someone tells me exactly what's going to happen, it helps me not be so afraid of it. So let your child know that. Another thing too is maybe get your child excited about a question to ask the character. Oh, are you gonna tell Minnie how pretty her dress is? Oh, are you gonna tell Minnie that your bedroom is decorated like her, that you watch her every morning on Mickey Mouse Clubhouse? Give the child something to kind of distract them to, ask the character. And then know that during the interaction, characters and attendants and PhotoPass are gonna do different things to try to get your kid warmed up. So again, it might be the petting thing or a high five. If that doesn't work and your child is still freaked out, then know that they're gonna, when they take pictures, they're probably gonna have the characters on one far side and have the scared child on the far other side. Also realize that during your vacation, your child might warm up to characters, so start slowly, and then at the end, if you save meeting Minnie and Mickey in Animal Kingdom together until the end of your trip, your child might be okay enough to at least be in the picture. That way you can still get your entire family picture with Minnie and Mickey. And then the last thing is, if they're freaked out by the costume characters, especially Goofy or Darth Vader or Kylo Ren, someone that's really tall and scary looking, especially like I said, I'm 21 and I'm 5 feet tall, and those characters freak me out to meet because they are just so big, then try having them meet Mary Poppins or a princess or Tinkerbell or Alice or one of the characters whose faces are actually showing. I hope this video helps you if you're a parent of someone who has children who are a little bit scared, or if you're not sure how your kids are going to react with characters. If you have any other questions about anything meet and greet characters or character dining or anything like that, please leave it in the comments below and I will make sure to write back to you. Hope you guys enjoy this video. I hope you have a wonderful day. Remember to keep dreaming out loud, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.
And that takes will, that takes strength. I just wanted to say thanks, 'cause you said